So, I've always wanted to make a documentary, but I've never known what to make it about. I looked everywhere, trying to find something interesting, but found nothing. Then I turned to the internet. I watched countless mini-documentaries looking for inspiration, and then realized that the inspiration I needed was in my very hand. A phone. So I got together with Nicholas to interview 10 people and compile it into this documentary. Your smartphone and you. Do you have a smartphone?
No, I don't have a phone, but I have an iTouch.
Do you think you should have a smartphone?
No, I don't think I should have a smartphone.
Why?
Because I don't use one.
What do you think is a good age for someone to get a phone?
I think 15 or 16 is a good age to get a phone.
How much time do you think someone should have on a smartphone per day?
I think someone should have an hour to an hour and a half of time on their phone per day.
Do you have a smartphone?
Yes, I do. I use it for everything. I use it for texting, I use it for email, I use it for podcasts, I use it for photos, I use it for my calendar. It's kind of indispensable.
Do you think that you could live your normal life without your smartphone?
No. I don't know how I could live without my smartphone.
As an adult, what do you think is a good age for someone to get a smartphone?
Probably about 50. I think maybe age 50 would be a good time to get a smartphone, so that you don't ruin your life by looking at your phone all the time. Probably about 5 minutes. I think kids should have like 5 minutes, just long enough to like see what time it is. Maybe check the time.
Right.
No, I'm joking. I don't know. It's a tough question. I wish that I didn't use my phone as much as I did. So I get a little nervous when I see kids using their phone all the time, because I think when they get to be adults, they're just going to be stuck inside their phone all day and not actually communicate with other humans around them.
No, I don't have a phone.
Do you think you should?
Not yet. I don't think.
What do you think a good age for someone to get a phone is?
It depends how responsible you are and just how well you use it. Probably at around an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Do you have a phone?
I do not have a smartphone.
Do you think you should?
Yeah, I think I should have a phone.
Why?
It's easier to get in contact with people in case of emergency. It's good for entertainment. There's a lot of reasons.
What do you think a good age for someone to get a phone is?
I think maybe, it does just depend on how responsible they are, but for a responsible child, like 11. I think maybe 3.5 hours is a good time.
Yes, I have a phone.
What do you usually use it for?
Photography and videography. I think a good age for somebody to get a phone is 9.
And how much time do you think you should have on your phone a day?
An hour. No, I do not have a phone.
Do you think you should have a phone?
Yes, I do think I should have a phone.
Why?
I think that it would be really helpful because I would be able to contact people a lot more easily. I think people should start getting phones somewhere between the ages of 10 and 12, depending on how responsible they are. I think people should probably get about an hour on their phone per day, not including like calling people to for actual emergencies and stuff.
Yes, I do have a phone. I use my phone to take pictures and to send text messages to my friends and family. I use my phone for social media, and I use it to pay bills.
What do you think is a good age for someone to get a phone?
I think it depends on what they need to use the phone for, but my thought is you should be able to write and type and know phone numbers, so maybe around 10 years old or something.
How much time do you think you should have on a phone per day?
I think that it depends on the day, and that some days you have a lot of things that you need to get done on the phone, and other days it's nice to be able to put it away and not look at it so much. So I don't know if there's an average, but I think the way I use my phone is a lot of little minutes throughout the day. So maybe an hour is a good amount to think about.
Do you have a phone?
Yes, I do have a phone.
What do you usually use it for?
I use my phone mostly for calls and for checking baseball scores and taking pictures and check the internet to check the news, and I use it a lot for texting. I probably think a good age for someone to get a phone is probably 12 or 13. I would think that's a good age.
How much time do you think you should have on a phone per day?
Geez, you know, I would say with everything, probably about an hour or so between checking information and taking pictures and everything. Yeah, at least an hour a day.
Yes, I do have a phone.
What do you usually use it for?
I mostly use it for communication, either phone calls or text messages.
What do you think is a good age for someone to get a phone?
Probably 14
How much time do you think you should have on a phone per day?
per day. Probably an hour or less.
Yes, I do have a phone.
What do you usually use it for?
I use it for checking my email, sometimes going on the internet, and calling and texting. I think once you're a teenager, you should be able to have a cell phone.
How much time do you think you should have on a phone per day?
I'd say less than an hour that you should be on your phone per day.
So that's what people think about smartphones. Thanks for watching.